Yeah, I mean, these videos that I'm doing are, you can do them at any time of the day, but you can tell by, if you're standing, it's usually more energetic. So you might choose to do those in the morning, but you can do them at any time of the day, really. Okay, so let's sit on the floor on our block. So this may be too high for you if you put two bricks together, but try it. Some people don't need a block at all, but you can see when I take that away, I start to slump. So what we need is an opening in the spine and the front of the body. And your legs can be crossed or one foot in front of the other, which makes it different. So lift up through the crown of the head. Notice that the chin doesn't jut up or down, so the chin should be parallel to the earth. Pull, just really pulling the shoulder blades in and down the back, so you've got an opening in the front of the body. That's smiling collarbones. Deep breath in. Exhale fully. Let the shoulders drop away from the ears. So feel yourself rooting into the earth. And take some really, really deep breaths. I want you to think about the breath going all the way down to the pelvic floor. Every time you exhale, the pelvic floor naturally lifts. That's the anatomy of the body, that the exhalation just tones the pelvic floor. So lovely, deep, expansive breath in and exhale. Drop the right ear to the right shoulder and then bring it up and drop the left ear to the left shoulder. So think about the head, the face is pressing forward. Okay, so you're not turning the head. And again to the right and then to the left. If you have time when you are off the mat, just doing these exploratory neck movements, it's really, really worth it. So when you find a sort of sweet spot, you can stay and then turn from side to side. So these are natural movements that we do every day, which are quite often compromised. So you're looking over the right shoulder and then the left shoulder and noticing when you get that slight pull. So mine happens in my shoulder blade, and then I know that that is my spot, my sweet spot. Okay, back to the middle and then draw a big big circle with your nose. Remembering the breath, inhale one side and exhale the other. And then go the other way. Inhale and exhale. Bring the shoulders up, squeeze them up towards the ears and then drop them down. So squeeze them up and then exhale. Drop them down. Good. Give yourself a little wiggle. And then cross the legs over the other way. You can always stretch the legs out. Stretch the legs out and then cross them in the other way. Remember, you can either cross your ankles or you can put one foot in front of the other. We've talked about, it feeling a little bit wonky. So if it feels wonky, especially with the ankles crossed, I'm gonna put a block underneath my knee like that, just so I can feel my seat bones equal. Okay, so that's a little bit better. Okay, twisting, we're going to take a twist over to the right. So take the right arm around, swoop it around and look over the right shoulder, and then you can bring the left arm so it's just pressing into the outside of that right leg. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Deep breath in, exhale. So try not to force your way around, but you'll find that if you inhale and back off a little bit as the body fills with breath, And then you exhale, you might be able to go a little bit further. So the hands are soft. There's no big sort of grasping here. Good. And then release back to the middle. And then looking over to the left, I'm laughing because Dexter's just done a big sigh and turned onto his back. So you're looking over the left shoulder, keep the hips square, swoop the left arm back, bring the right arm to the outside of the leg, deep breath in, and then exhale. And as you exhale, you grow taller because the diaphragm comes up. So as you inhale, maybe allow the body to move slightly out of the twist, and then as you exhale, press into the outside of that left knee. So this is not a forced twist, it's a softness, and you're using the breath to ease you into it. And then back to the middle. Okay, you're going to just creep the hands forward and do a seated forward fold. So when you reach your maximum, just drop the head down. Okay, and this may be way up here, that's absolutely fine. So if you've got a pose which you are, in inverted commas, good at, right, so drop down into this forward fold, then just be aware, just think, oh, well, this is easy, this is one of the things that I can do. All right, there's always room for improvement, there's room for different movement in each of these poses. So now I just want you to press the hands into the earth. So press the hands into the earth and then release and drop down. So as you press the hands into the earth, you'll push back into the seat bones and then release. And one more, inhale and exhale. And then walk your hands back. So you're slowly unfurling here. Okay, stretch the legs out. So let's go about as wide as the mat. What I'm going to do is walk my bottom off my block. Okay, so the block is just slightly underneath my tailbone and it gives me a little bit of support. So always, that's where, you know, having a blanket and putting it at the base of the spine, it might be a little bit more comfortable with the block. So flex your feet and then point them. Flex and point. Keep that openness through the back, through the crown of the head. And then reach up. So reach the arms up. And then exhale. Belly button draws into the spine and you're going to lean forward. Okay, try and do it with a flat back. Okay, so if you can get your hands up, so the biceps up by the ears, then that's great. So it's one long line. So inhale and then exhale. So you're leaning forward and you're trying to, it's almost like I'm pulling your hands away from you. One long line, reach forward. So it's a big stretch. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, hinge forward. And then if you can, reach the arms down. You'll either hold your shins, your ankles, or you might be able to reach the feet. Now this is where the scarf comes in handy, that you can actually wrap the scarf around your feet and pull yourself in. Okay, so that might help as well. But don't hold your breath, don't bounce, don't force. There's always, you know, the body is always listening and just saying, okay, I'm doing the best I can. So you're leaning forward, draw the belly button in towards the spine, plug into the seat bone, so you'll feel the seat bones, and then drop your head down. So you're just relaxing in this slightly wide leg forward fold. Inhale and exhale, release. And then roll up. Okay, move any blocks away. Bend your knees, and this is optional. You can either roll down, okay, like this, or if that's too much, you can roll over onto your side and onto your back. But if you are happy to, just roll down, but you're really thinking about drawing everything into the midline and rolling down nice and slowly when you're breathing. Okay, bring the feet in so they are a comfortable position, comfortable away, not too far away from the body, not too far in. Let your shoulder blades settle. Feel the soles of the feet press into the earth. Okay, so the palms of the hands facing down into the earth. Take a deep, deep breath in. And then as you exhale, curl your tailbone under and the belly button draws into the spine, and start to lift your bottom up off the floor, just vertebrae by vertebrae, lifting it up. Keep breathing. So you might only get a few inches off the floor, that's fine. But see if you can go a little bit further, so it depends. If you reach down here and you think that's enough for me, okay, and then release and come down. That's fine. So I'm going to give you different options. I don't want you to start with the most difficult thing first. But otherwise, you're tucking tailbone under and lifting up vertebrae by vertebrae. You're coming up. So it's almost like you're into the shoulders. And squeeze the butt. Keep the knees in so they're parallel. Deep breath in. And then exhale. And slowly come back down. So the tailbone is curving under, and that's the last thing that comes down onto the floor. Great, we're just going to do a little twist to finish. So just dropping, releasing the legs over to the right. If you want to increase the stretch, you can lift the left arm up and even bring it over. Deep breath in, stretching out. And if you've got that arm above your head, bring it down. Tuck the tailbone under, belly button into the spine, and exhale, bring it back to the middle. Just recalibrate, lift the bottom up off the floor and place it back down again. And then we're going to drop over to the other side. Remember, every movement is accommodated, is with a breath. It's always has a breath with it. So just because we've moved from middle to the side, it doesn't mean to say that hasn't, you've got to use the breath with every movement. Inhale, reach the arm up above the head. Maybe, and exhale, just settle. Just allow the knees to drop down. So breathing into the right side of the body, either with arm up or arm down. Another deep breath in, bring that arm up and over, above the head on the exhale. You can always give your legs a helping hand to come back into the middle, but breathe in, and then as you exhale, tuck tailbone under and bring back into the middle. And then just release the back here. Bring the knees in towards the chest. I want you to roll them one way and then the other. If you're feeling super energetic, you can rock and roll up and down the mat and come to seated. So sit up tall, finish with a deep cleansing breath. Exhale. And because these are really short practices, it's really always good if you can to just take a couple of minutes to lie down at the end, or just sitting with your hands into heart center, just acknowledging you for turning up on the mat, and the word namaste, the light in me bows to the light in you. I'm not going to bother editing these videos, so you'll see me going up and down from the floor.